And President Trump floating the idea of sending in troops to take Iran's Kharg Island by force. That island is the heart of Iran's oil industry. And in a new interview just released this morning, the president said his preference would be to simply take the oil. NewsNation's Brooke Shafer live at the White House for us. Brooke, this is definitely some stronger language than we have heard from the president before.
Markie, that's right. In this brand new interview with the Financial Times published early this morning, President Trump said he believes the U.S. could seize Kharg Island easily because it has, quote, no defense. The president telling the Financial Times, quote, maybe we take Kharg Island, maybe we don't. We have a lot of options. It would also mean we would have to be there in Kharg Island for a while. President Trump has previously said that ground troops would not be deployed to Iran. But there is also new reporting, Markie, from the Washington Post suggesting the Pentagon is right now preparing for ground operations in the Middle East, which could include special ops and infantry troops. The U.S. continues to boost its presence in the region. More than 3,500 Marines and sailors arrived in the Middle East just this last week. President Trump also mentioned the newly appointed Supreme Leader, saying he's either dead or in extremely bad shape, saying the U.S. has not heard from him at all. Markie?
And speaking of the regime, Brooke, I mean, last night President Trump said the U.S. is still trying to make some sort of deal with Iran. Of course, the president pushed back the deadline for that deal to next Monday, so now we're working with April 6th here. But if the new Supreme Leader is gone, as the president says he is, who's really in charge now?
President Trump told the Financial Times in that interview, again released early this morning, that Iran has already undergone a regime change. And the president said the U.S. is negotiating with an entirely new group of people. He's repeatedly insisted that he believes a deal is imminent. But last night, when he was asked about the possibility of a deal versus sending in ground troops, the president essentially said anything could still happen.
Are you considering still putting boots on the ground, and would you do that without going to Congress?
I just have lots of alternatives. We have tremendous numbers of ships over there. I think we'll make a deal with them, pretty sure. Whether it's possible, we won't.
In that Financial Times interview, President Trump specifically mentioned Iran's parliament speaker as someone with whom the U.S. is negotiating. But the speaker has recently threatened Iranian forces are waiting for the arrival of American troops to set them on fire and punish their regional partners forever. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Friday he believed U.S. objectives could be completed in the Middle East without ground troops. Markie?
Brooke Shafer live at the White House. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.